I think as brands learn to get better at experiential, and we're seeing this a lot of investment from media and advertising is going to creating experiences. I love the example in the UK, for example, of Hendrick's Gin, who've done some, taken an ordinary bus shelter and created an experience of it. And, they're not doing tastings, but they are using the other senses. They're using smell. They're piping into the air around the bus shelter, the smell of cucumber and roses, which are part of the ingredients of the botanicals in their gin. So they're engaging different senses, sound, smell, and so on. So brands can play around with this expectation that they should show up in an interesting way. Tasting is just an interesting way to show up, and it's obviously getting the liquid on the lips is kind of golden in terms of converting you to that product. But I think there are other ways to convert people and switch them on to your brand. So the other senses, for example, I think there's also a great opportunity to show up in an unexpected way, in an unexpected place. Again, the Hendrix example is like showing up at an ordinary bus shelter, an ordinary bus stop, and transforming that ordinary moment in your day. I love what Vitra Furniture have done. They're a big furniture manufacturer out of Austria, and they kind of created their own hold room experience at Munich Airport. It's all, so instead of rows of ordinary seats, they're really funky seats, nicely designed. You can work there comfortably. They're ergonomic. They do a better job of waiting and working and so on. So brands can show up like that. So I think there's, being creative about how you get in front of your potential somebody who wants to join your brand, if you like, is going to be interesting. But I think that's the key. I think we have to move beyond a transaction mentality. Just selling something on the day is not good enough. That's good, but it's not good enough. I think that you have to say, we want that person to become a fan of our brand. We want them to love our brand. We want them to know something about our brand. We want them to walk away with something that's not just an artifact, a bottle of stuff. We want them to go away with a kind of, God, that's a really cool brand. I learned something. I love the owner. I love the way they make it. I love the way it came from. Whatever it is, so many stories around there. So I think duty free generally and airports generally need to, back to the metrics conversation, need to get their heads around the idea that just, basing everything on volume of transaction is not the future. It really is not the future. And we need to enable a different form of engagement through a re-engineering of the metric.